Well, guys, so week 5, Monday. On our mental maths, this is week 21 in the mental maths, and this is our fifth Monday of lockdown. Who would have thought it? So, the first one here, and I think this is the first time this has happened where we've got two minus numbers that we have to add up. So, we've got -2 and we have -3. So, that means when we start on our number line, we're not going to go to the right at all. All numbers to the right are positive. We're only going to go this way, which is minus or negative. So I'm just going to put a few numbers here. We'll go -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. So the first number we're putting in is -2. So we're going to go from 0 and back to -2. And then we have to go another -3 from here. So we're going to go another 3 back, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to land on this number here. Okay, and that's your answer for number 1, if you follow that. Question 2, we have 0.6 multiplied by 0.8. So one number on the top, another number on the bottom, and we're going to multiply them. So 8 sixes or 6 eights, whichever you find easiest to do, is going to give you 48 at the bottom here. No need to multiply by this 0 because we're just going to get a 0. All we have to do is see where our decimal point goes. So we count the numbers after our decimal. We've got 1 here, we've another 1 here. So that's our decimal from the right goes in 1, 2 places, and our decimal is there. And to finish that off, we'll put a 0 here just to neaten up the number and make it look right. And we get 0.48. Question 3, we've 4 meters and 5 centimeters. That's the same as 4 and 5 over 100 meters. And that is equal to 4 what meters. So this number here is taken care of here. That's the 4 full meters. For hundredths, we're going to need 2 places after our decimal, and the number we're filling in there is 5 of them. So we can put a 0 in here just to finish the number out, and we end up with 4.05. On number 4, you have to circle the composite number. Now, a composite number is a number that is made by multiplying two numbers together. So if I do 3 multiplied by 6, we get 6, 12, 18. Now, 18 is a composite number because you can make it by multiplying these two numbers together. If we do 2 multiplied by 4, we get 8. And 8 is a composite number because you can make it by multiplying 2 and 4. So, which of these numbers can you make by multiplying two numbers together? That's what you're being asked to find here. There's two of these numbers, you can't get them by multiplying. Now, it doesn't count if you're talking about the number 1, because you could make any of these numbers. You could say 1 by 19 equals 19. You could say 1 by 36 equals 36, and 1 by 47 equals 47, but the ones don't count for composite numbers. You can't multiply by 1. Number 5, we have to insert signs into this number sentence so that it gives us an answer of 30. So we can use plus, minus, multiply, and divide. And all these brackets mean here is that whatever sum we have in here, if it's 10 plus 5, 10 minus 5, 10 multiplied by 5, 10 divided by 5, it means that we do that sum first. That's all these brackets here mean, is we have to do whatever sum is in here first and then perform the operation with the 2. Number 6, which is better value for money? 300 grams of fruit for €1.44 or 500 grams of fruit for €2.50. Now, I can't compare 300 and 500. If they were both 500 grams, we could look at the price, and whichever one is cheaper is the best value for money. So I want to find a way of making these two numbers the same. Okay, so if I do my multiples of 500, we've got 500, 1000, and 1500. And I want to see, is there any of these numbers here I could make by using a multiple of 300. So if I count in 300s, I go 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1500. I can make 1500 by multiplying this 300 here by 5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply this 300 here by 5 and I'll get 1500 grams. And then I'm going to multiply this here by 5, so €1.44. I'm going to multiply that by 5 to see how much that would cost. So 5 fours is 20, put down a 0, carry my 2. 5 fours is 20, and the 2 is 22, so put down a 2 and carry my 2. 5 ones is 5 and 2 is 7, and my decimal goes in here. So if I bought, on this deal on the top here, if I bought 1500 grams, it would cost me €7.20. So it'd be, I'll just get my pen back here, 1500 grams would cost me €7.20. Now let's see what happens for the deal on the bottom. We want to get 1500 grams so that we can compare both of them. So 1500 grams, the way I get that is I multiply this 500 here by 3. So I'm going to have to do it the same with this here. So on the bottom deal, 700 grams would cost me, well, €2.50 multiplied by 3 gives you €7.50. So I hope you can see why I did what I did now, because you can see that on the top we're getting 1500 grams for €7.20, and on the bottom we're getting 1500 grams for €7.50. And now it's easy to see which one is the better value for money, which one is the cheaper deal. Question 7. We have 6 kilograms and 200 grams. Remember, there's 1000 grams in a kilogram. It's equal to 6 and 200 over 1000 grams. So for thousandths, I need to show 1, 2, 3 decimal places, and I have to put 200 into those decimal places, and there's only one way you can do that. So just put your 200 in there. Number 8, we've got 2/3 plus 2/3. Altogether, that is, we're going to keep the number on the bottom the same, that'll stay as thirds, and we'll add the numbers on the top, so 2 and 2, and that'll give us the number that goes on top here. Number 9, we have to name this 2D shape. Okay, now it tells us that this side and this side are the same. It tells us that this side and this side is the same, and a clue for that one is that you would fly it in the wind. Okay, I think we've all come across that one in class. Number 10, add brackets to make this number sentence true. So at the moment, this number sentence can have different answers depending on what we do first. So we're going to have to put brackets in and see what we get. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to guess. I'm going to put some brackets in here and see what happens. So the first thing I'd have to do there is add these up, and that would be 7. So you do what's in the brackets first. So that would be then, my sum would be 7 divided by 1 is equal to 7, and then subtract 7 and I get 0. So in fact I got lucky there. Putting brackets here made the sum true. Now let's just see what would happen if we put those brackets somewhere else. Supposing I put the brackets here. So 7 divided by 1 equals 7. So, and then we do 7 take away 5, well, that's 2, plus 2 is equal to 4. So it would not work if we put the brackets here. So I just happened to get lucky with my guess there at the start, putting my brackets here. You just have to experiment with that. Try your brackets in different places, do the sum, and see which brackets give you the answer that you're looking for. Number 11 here, we have a shirt. and it's got 20% off. Now 20%, we want to know that as a fraction. That'll help us. And 20%, well, there's 5 20s and 100, so 20% is 1/5. Now this shirt did cost €50, but it has 1/5 of the price taken off it, and when we take that off, that'll give us our new price. So we have to take off 1/5 of the price. So to get 1/5, we'll take 50 and divide it by 5, and we'll get an answer for that. And whatever that answer is, we're going to take it away from 50, and that will give us our price for the shirt in the sale. Number 12, we have to round 6.73 to 1 decimal place. So our answer is going to be 6 point, and there's going to be a number here, and that's it. It's going to stop. Now, the number that comes after this 7 tells us what happens to the 7. So 5 to 9 climb the vine, and 0 to 4 go to the floor. So this number here is 3. It means that 7 is going to stay where it is. It is not going to change. And you'll just have 6.7 written down there for your answer. Number 13, we have to graph a triangle using the coordinates 0, 6, 2, 1, and 6, 2. Now remember, these are called coordinates. The first one is called X and the second one is called Y. First one is called X, the second one is called Y. First one is called X and the second one is called Y. So I'm going to pick the last one, and I'm going to do this one for you, and I'm going to let you do the other two on the graph. So for 6 for X, that means this is our X axis here, and up here you can see our Y axis. Okay, X is always the horizontal one, and Y is always the vertical one. So on the horizontal axis, the X one, we go across horizontally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll land here. And then on our Y axis, from there we go up vertically 2 places. So we'll go 1, 2, and that would be, you could mark it here if you like. You could write that that is the coordinate 6, 2. So I want you to find the other 2 coordinates, place them here, and then join them together to make a triangle. Number 14, simplify 10 over 12. So we have to pick a number that will divide into the top and into the bottom. And that will give us a simplified fraction. We'll have something over something here. Number 15, it's kind of the same thing. 10 is to 5. Okay, so 10 is to 5. If you write that down as 10 over 5, and you say that's equal to something over 1. So 10 is to 5 is the same as something is to 1. Write it down as 10 over 5 equals something over 1. What do we do with this 5 here to get it to a 1? We divide it by 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So we're going to have to do the same thing on the top. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. So 10 is to 5 is going to be the same as 2 is to 1. Okay, that's the ratio, 2 is to 1. Number 16, write the numeral 1,000,010. Okay, sometimes if you find these hard, what I would do is I would write down 1 million, so that's a 1 and 6 zeros. And now think about what has to change to put in your 10 here, because it's 1,000,010. So there's one of these numbers we'd have to change into a 1, and I think you should all be able to do that. Number 17, round 12.567 to 2 decimal places. That means our sum is going to have just 2 places after the decimal, just these 2 here. And this one here is going to go up, because the 7 tells us what happens to this number, and 5 to 9 climb the vine, so this number here goes up. So our answer is going to be 12.5, and this number goes up 1, so it'll go to 12.57, and you don't write any more than 2 numbers after the decimal. This one, it's thousandths, 5,000ths, write it as a decimal. Well, we know it's going to be 0 point, and we know there's going to be 3 spots after the decimal, or 3 places after the decimal. And we just have to put our 5 in here and then fill the rest out with zeros. This one here, we have 12.4, 9.3, 6.2. What is the rule? So what we have to ask is what is happening from 12.4 to get to 9.3, and what is happening from 9.3 to get to 6.2. So we could do a sum for that. We can do 12.4 take away 9.3, and we could do 9.3 take away 6.2. Okay, so if we do both of those, 12.4 take away 9.3 gives us 4 take away 3 is 1. Our decimal stays there. We have to borrow and pay back here, and 12 take away 9 is 3, and that's 0. So it's really, I needn't have put in that 0, it's just 3.1. 3 take away 2 is 1. Our decimal goes here. 9 take away 6 is 3. So now we can see that what we're doing here is taking away 3.1, and we're taking away 3.1. So you can write out here what is the rule. And the last one for today, what is the perimeter of a regular pentagon with 90 millimeter sides? So if we think about what is a regular pentagon, it's a pentagon where all of the sides are the same length. And we know that they are 90 millimeters each. So we've got a 90, a 90, a 90, a 90, and a 90, and they're all millimeters. And what is this here? The perimeter. The perimeter is how far it is to walk all the way around the outside of the shape. So all we have to do to get this answer in millimeters is add up all of these 90s, and that'll give us the answer. So that's Monday week 5 out of the way. Well done if you've watched till the end of the video. If you get stuck anywhere, don't forget you can just rewind it back and watch it again. You can watch it as many times as you need to. And if you get really stuck and you can't do one, don't worry about it, and just put a message on Aladdin to let me know there's one you're not able to do, and maybe tell me which one it is and why, or why you're struggling with it, or you know, just let me know. And I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesdays. Best of luck.